Oh, hello. Welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. I'm joined by the podcast dad. I did that specifically for you just to see what the reaction would be. But how you doing, buddy?
You got me on that one. That was pretty funny. That's not how you usually start the shows. You can tell you got a little bit more energy today, but I think we have flipped. I am exhausted. It was a day.
Oh no,
work,
I'm yeah.
It's
I'm tired.
ready to talk some wrestling and see if I can stay awake for Game 7 tonight and NXT. But the over under is not looking good.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's been an interesting week, and we're glad that you guys could spend a little time with us as always. If this is your first time watching the Wrestling Junkies, thank you first and foremost. We are definitely bringing in the $0 by doing this, but we're glad that you're here to listen in this evening. Remember to hit that QR code, like, share, subscribe, notifications, tell your friends, tell everybody. We're just out here trying to do our thing. And man, we've had an interesting couple of days here. It's the weekend was a bit of a slower news cycle, but now that we've got Raw in the books, we got Halloween Havoc tonight. 5 women's matches on the card.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big night for women's wrestling. Again, I think this is a reason why they're doing this. I think they got some bad luck with Arizona and Philadelphia going to a Game 7 as far as viewership. That's going to be main competition. I think first pitch is at 8:05, so it's going to be right at that time. And I'd lie to you if I say I wasn't going to watch the game, but I will have NXT on as well. So
I was going to say, we know which one gets the big screen.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the game goes. It may switch halfway through depending on the results, but. I always love Halloween Havoc. That's one of the pay-per-views that I do enjoy. I really like Halloween. I was married on Halloween, so it's a big holiday for me. One of my favorites, and this themed pay-per-view is very, very fun.
Although I'm still a little upset that I suggested a costume, and all that you did was kind of laugh in my face there. But whatever,
I don't have platinum blonde hair. Sorry.
Okay, they make stuff in a can that you can do that with. Like, that's not hard.
Nothing's touching this dome. Don't say anything.
All right, for those out there that are...
I knew you were. I know you too well.
Fine. Okay, I will keep my mouth shut. Let's just say that I suggested a third wheel Halloween costume because I'm going stag to the same party this weekend, at least for now. And I have no idea what it is that I'm going to be.
For now? Oh, is there going to be
I don't know. The day's so young.
Hey, Mrs. Cincinnati. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah, whatever. We don't. No, let's not get all dramatic here. All right? Yeah, that's not what this is.
Let's not talk about your love life. Let's get to Raw.
Yeah. No, they would much rather hear about us talking. But yeah, Raw's following up on the season premiere. I mean, I don't like that. I can tell you right now, I don't like that. That's
it is not too hard to understand what just happened.
Yeah, that's like Kathy Lee sitting in Regis's seat is basically what that was just now. The Restream just tried to do. Okay, so no,
Alrighty.
this is how it works here. Yeah. Raw's in the books. I thought this was much better than the season premiere of Raw. There was a lot to take away from this. But the biggest thing that we talked about last night was the women's division. They actually showed up on Raw.
They did. They had a couple good segments. Indy, I think, had a good showing against Becky Lynch. I think that's what they're going to start using this kind of open challenge for. Xia Li, Candice LeRae. We had the Nick Aldis kind of tampering with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. And then obviously we had the tag team champions and kind of a squash match. Wasn't anything huge. And then we might have seen, one of the worst promos of the year by Nia Jax, but nice little fun setup. Tell me that you didn't think that was a good
It
promo.
wasn't great. All right, okay. Let's break down the women's involvement in the card. I think I counted 5 women superstars, men or like at least used on TV
Segments.
in the first
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour. So yeah, that's good. That was progress. Um, the fact that they intentionally tried to do something different with this contract signing was a little odd. Because we're used to just the tables there, they get to say their promos, but this time it was just to like, okay, you're all just going to come out here and sign, and it's basically like a just class graduation. Here's your
Yeah.
diploma. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't do anything for me, but
No, Raw as a whole really didn't do much for me last night. I watched a little bit of it today. Again, I like watched it back a little bit, and nothing major happened. Right, like there wasn't anything
yeah,
I think huge that happened. It was just kind of a ho hum episode where it's hard to write 3 hours of television and
yeah,
do it every week. So last week or this week was just kind of a paint by the numbers episode for me. But yeah, the we're gonna get into it, and you're not gonna like it, but that Nia Jax promo was bad. I don't know what she
no,
is
no, no,
bringing to the
no,
table
no.
right now. Like I really don't,
I
and
know, I get that,
it'll
and
be
that's I
interesting to
mean that's a
see.
fair criticism.
It
Yeah,
is. I mean, I don't know what she's helping right now.
yeah, I mean, especially when when it looks like the people, it's hard to look at it from, or hard to not look at it, excuse me, from the standpoint of, yeah, there was this surprise return of Nia Jax, and then what was it, not even 3 weeks later, they turned around and signed Jade Cargill,
Yeah,
significantly much more influence and power and just a draw that she is compared to Nia Jax. And let's be honest, I basically was just I'm trying to hype and be positive about Nia Jax because some of y'all are dicks about Nia Jax on the internet. So let's knock that off.
they are.
Um,
And that's
yeah.
not how I'm. And I want to clarify that's not how I'm coming at it.
Oh, I
It's
know
not
that you're
that. It's
not.
just
Yeah.
it's she should be better at this point in her career. A, cutting a
Yeah.
promo, and B, having a presence, being what she is, and she's just not.
Yeah, I mean, even when it came to her part of the contract signing, just basically like, wait, Rhea's signature isn't on here. Did you not see the other 3 women that went out there before you did?
Yeah,
I mean, that's just a logic thing for me right there at that point.
it wasn't good. This match will be interesting. I don't know how it's going to work. None of the four seem like legitimate challengers, and that's a problem because I think Rhea's kind of in a holding pattern where she's more like she just I don't know if she needs the title right now. That's where I'm at. Like she is
Yeah,
such a big part of Raw, SmackDown, NXT as part of the Judgment Day that it's almost like the title's just kind of there. And is
yeah.
there really is she really helping that division? I mean, you could argue Becky Lynch is helping that division way more than Rhea is right now.
Yeah, and I would agree with you from that standpoint because when she wins the championship from Charlotte at WrestleMania, we don't necessarily see or know or have any idea of what could possibly be in store for her for the Judgment Day as a whole. If you would have told me then that would be the new Bloodline story, also with the context of Cody the next night, or
Yeah,
yeah, the next night, that we didn't know how that was going to go and that they would continue the bloodline story. But yeah, I mean, a lot of this goes back to, again, people and their criticisms of whether she should be number one on the PWI 500, and
which
looking at this women's reign as a whole. And I think that we agree that she deserves it, and if you
yes,
disagree, that's perfectly fine. Just give us a reason as to why you
yeah.
disagree.
Tell me why.
Most people that have, yeah, most tell me why. Yeah, that was just for you.
I thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's on our road trip playlist. I found out. Eric has some interesting taste in music.
Oh, says the guy that played it. You know what? That song's for Patreon. I can't even say the title of that song, dude.
Just Clarence Carter. That's all you need to know. Go look him up, boys and girls. Culture yourself a little bit.
Safe search on.
It's safe for work. You just make sure your
Is
earbuds
it?
are in.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that that's where a lot of the criticism has come in, and now we are looking at, she is a larger part of the Judgment Day story, and we saw a lot of that last night. She's actively trying to recruit members of the Judgment Day. I think that last night was also the first time that there was even a hint of a joke at the fact that she is the leader of the Judgment Day, because it does not feel like it's Finn, it does not feel like it's Priest, and it damn sure ain't Dom.
No, or JD. Like it's definitely Rhea, and
Yeah,
that's the point where like at this junction in time, like is she bigger than the title right now? Probably,
yeah,
I would say so. Like she's
yeah,
in main event segments. Like I'd love for her to do intergender matches at this point, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
right.
Um, but they got to build somebody.
Not in that
No,
company.
they got to build somebody. I think they're waiting for Becky. I, like just nobody feels like a threat right now, and you need that. Like move
Yeah.
Asuka over. Maybe a Kyrie Sane comes in and helps that. I don't think Jade's going to be there quite yet, but that's further in the future. Hell, bring Charlotte over. I mean, that at least kind of I'm okay with it. At least they'll put
I
on a
know.
great match. I mean, you can't say that they've had a bad
No,
match.
I can't. I'm just not ready to. I'm not ready for another Charlotte Flair
Well, she
world
doesn't
title
have to
run.
have
Like
it,
it does nothing
but the
for me
quality of
anymore.
that match will be so much better than anything we're getting right now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
No, that's true. I mean, I'll give you that. I will give you that. I mean, it, yeah, the idea on paper of a 5-way for Crown Jewel works because we are seeing the concerted effort by Triple H and creative to put women back on television more consistently. But because there has been such a gap of determining proper challengers for both of these championships and basically having these titles revolve around Rhea, who really hasn't had very many credible challengers. Um, and then Asuka, Bianca, Charlotte kind of clogging up the ranks on SmackDown. It shows you how glaring of an issue it is when there was only 4 women that because my question for you was going to be, if I give you the pencil, if you had to take the title off of Rhea tomorrow and have a new champion going into the rest of 2023, who the hell are you picking?
I,
Because I can't think of anybody.
I mean, I would say a heel Bianca Belair, but the Street Profits and Bobby
Yeah,
Lashley are over on SmackDown, so that wouldn't make much sense.
Bianca's on SmackDown
I
too,
know
though.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah,
Oh wait, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't, I
Duh,
don't
yeah. Sorry, brain fart.
like that
Yeah,
doesn't work right there. Like, I don't know. I guess Becky maybe, but I've liked this title run with the NXT champion. Like maybe it's an NXT talent,
yeah.
maybe it's a Laya Valkyria, maybe it's a Tiffany Stratton. Like that would be a nice fun upset, right?
That would be cool. That would be cool to see Tiffany
A
upset Rhea
Roxanne
because
Perez.
that. I mean that. Oh
Like
yeah, yeah. That underdog vibe
they
too. Yeah,
have talent, you just push them, and we're getting there. We're
yeah.
getting there, but this is what has resulted in a lack of attention to the women's division over the past couple of years, and they've made their bed. Now they got to lie in it.
Yeah. But I mean, you can see at least that they are
Yeah,
trying to do something about it. I mean, like we said, Halloween Havoc, 5 matches, for night one that are women's matches. And I mean, they're all going to get some time to work too. Cause I mean, again, they're kind of programmed against baseball. So, got to give people a reason to watch.
yeah, 100%. And this is gonna be a tough 2 nights. Like I said, with Game 7, it's tough. And then next week, that it's Halloween on Tuesday, so that's
Yeah.
I will be out with my children doing the trick or treating thing. So that's
Yeah.
another one that will probably get taped and watched later. But like that's another tough night that they're doing. Um, it's going to see kind of how well they have connected with the fans over the last couple weeks for that NXT demographic.
Yeah.
You're getting a Dragunov Mellow match, which is going to be great. It is. So
Yeah.
that's your
Yeah.
selling point, and
And likely the last one for a very long time.
probably, and maybe the Trick Williams aspect is part of that finish. Who knows? It just yeah, it's gonna be a tough 2 weeks I think for NXT, but yeah, we'll watch. Just might be a day later.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. As far as another takeaway, because we don't like to go through match by match specific here, but you have a certain problem with the newest member of Alpha
Yeah.
Academy. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, Chad Gable had a
yeah,
ton of momentum, didn't he?
yeah, he
What
did.
happened to that?
But he didn't take the pin
What
though.
happened to that?
I
They
don't
have
know.
not followed up well. And now Akira Tozawa, who has been a comedy character for the last 4 or 5 years, looks like he's a part of Alpha Academy, which I just don't like it. I don't like it.
I mean, if I can be an advocate of the devil here, to quote the great
You
Peggy
can.
Hill, look at Otis
Yeah.
prior to his involvement with Alpha
Yeah.
Academy. Money in the Bank, briefcase that he lost, pairing with Mandy Rose, and she went on to greater fame
Mm-hmm.
without him. Okay, if they can rehab Otis in American Alpha or Alpha Academy, I keep wanting to do that. There is a chance here for Tozawa. I mean, think about we know what he can do. We've seen it in the Cruiserweight Classic. Like,
How long ago
give
was
him a little
that?
bit more intensity.
You know what I mean?
That's not the point.
So, I'm gonna interrupt you, and I'm sorry, but
Please do. No,
Otis
that's
is
fine.
actually funny. The stuff Akira Tozawa does is not funny.
What I could get you some 5 pound weights. I want to see you move them around. That you should do that. You should do that Saturday
No,
night.
it's just it's. I'll be Otis Saturday night.
Why not?
I'll come in my skimpies. But it's just like Otis is enjoyable because he has that personality, and he had that with Mandy Rose. Yeah, they had to rehab it a little bit, but the fans already had connected with him, right? He has not it, but he has a connection with the fans. Tozawa has been running around doing 24/7 title thing, and it's stunk. And
now they're trying to give him some edge.
how? How are they giving him edge? He got squashed by Bronson Reed.
Okay, well, I mean, what exactly did you think was going to happen if he did get in the ring with
That's the
Bronson?
point.
Shock upset?
That's the point. Like, why is he in the group? It doesn't make any sense. Put the Creed brothers in it.
I agree with you, but let's just look at what we've been given here. And it looks like what we've been given is Akira Tozawa is the newest member of Alpha Academy. So I'm going to go ahead and just pretend that right through the screen here, I'm handing you this mechanical pencil there. Just pretend I gave you a pencil. Those are the pieces that you have to work with. Otis, Chad, Maxine, Tozawa. What are you doing with them?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what I'm doing with Tozawa. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. What value is he bringing to that group? I saw a meme last night, or was it this morning? I don't remember. I've been up for a while. I saw a meme that in that little backstage segment when he had the Dallas Cowboys title, which is an ugly,
That was just an ad,
title,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, no, that Bengals belt's
I will
sexier.
agree with that one. That is much better than the Dallas
y'all heard
Cowboys
that.
one.
Y'all heard that.
That's the closest thing they're going to get to a title anytime soon.
Yeah.
But I saw a meme and it said, replace that title with the 24/7 title. And that's what you just had. And that is sad because Gable was in that. Otis was in that. The New Day was in that. And then another team I want to talk about, DIY was in that. What the hell are they doing with DIY right now?
I feel like they are trying to reestablish the tag team division. That's why we saw New Day taking on Alpha Academy, even though it's a babyface tag team match. I'm not crazy about those, but it does seem like they are trying to reestablish tag teams to mean something here. We do have to be a little bit patient with it because it was a division that was neglected. We can't expect the fixes to happen overnight, but realistically, I mean, and I was doing the math on that, or at least attempting to anyway. You've got Alpha Academy, New Day, DIY, Priest and Balor.
I didn't put them in the same group.
There was one more.
Who are the?
I'm just counting the tag teams. I'm just counting tag teams on Raw. That's it. So, okay, so why don't they count?
Who are the last 4 tag team champions? Can you name them?
Hell if I
The
know.
Usos, main event Bloodline. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, main event of WrestleMania. Then you had, who was it? The Judgment Day, main eventing every show.
Oh, like on like Rise.
Cody and
Oh,
Jey
yeah.
Uso, main eventing. Like, do any of the teams that you just named, can you see them main eventing anything at this moment in time? Not our booking, but at this moment in time with how they are, like it feels like the tag team champions are up here
I
and the
mean,
rest of the teams are down here.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not saying that to Woods and Kingston's face. Sorry about that, boys. I'm not saying that. That's all him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Are you saying that are you saying that the New Day are not so Teflon that they can't be plugged into a main event spot with any of those
I
guys?
don't know. I haven't seen it in years.
But you know that they can do it when the situation allows them
That's
to.
fine, but they haven't been booked that way. It's not believable right now. I mean, they're losing matches to the Viking Raiders. Like,
but they're quality contested matches, though, more so than we'd been getting in years past when it came to the Viking Raiders.
I agree, but again, the way they're booked, you cannot tell me that if the New Day and Judgment Day go at it right now, that the New Day would win. There's no way. There's no way. None of those teams feel like a threat.
I mean,
because of how big Judgment Day is in the main event scene, how big the Usos were in the main event scene, how it's Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. I mean, and then like it just, I don't know. It seems like they're starting to throw a bunch of like singles wrestlers together as tag teams, and that's been the tag team picture for a while. And it sucks because they have a lot of good tag teams that could do a lot. And again, it is going to take a lot of rehab for that division. And maybe one day, do I believe the New Day can main event with Alpha Academy for the tag team champions? Sure, I'd love to see it. But at this moment in time, there's no way that could happen.
Agree to disagree on that
fine.
one, bud. But yeah, no.
You're happy.
Let's get into.
You're
DIY.
happy with the booking of DIY.
It's better than what we've gotten,
Okay.
and I know that. So one thing that because I always read Bleacher Report's kind of grades and recaps of the show, and one common theme across just about every segment we saw last night is that they are trying to put together multiple stories within one segment, and that's a lot of what we're seeing with DIY. Do they deserve better than what they've gotten? Absolutely, yeah, they do. However, they are also, this is a tag team that needs to be reestablished and be, that's just the reality of the situation because Ciampa had the injury. Gargano has not been, utilized the way that he could be
used.
Yeah.
So how many weeks ago did they get back together?
What, the last 3 to 4? I would imagine.
It's been like 3 or 4 weeks, right? Have they tag team yet? Have they had a match?
They have not. I know they haven't.
What are we doing?
I know they haven't. And again, devil's advocate, larger story is what's going on with Imperium. Because Gunther is your top champion, not named Seth Rollins on that show. And yes, he has already seen like he is the forefront of that group. But to sow the seeds to see, is there an additional tag team that we want to use here? Or because of what Ludwig Kaiser has done to get himself in TV shape and the effort he's putting into his matches, and that's not a knock on Vinci, it's do I vet this and see if we actually have single stars here? Because that is what they were attempting with Vinci in NXT before they brought him back to Imperium here.
No, and that's fine, but it just like that bottom half of the tag team division, I think you throw the entire division down there. Right now, I don't think there is one team that I could go, oh yeah, they're going to be Judgment Day. They're just not. And I really was hopeful that DIY would be that, but I mean, how long was Gargano's match last night? 2 minutes?
It wasn't long. I'll give you that. It wasn't. No.
Then have a tag team match. Like Woods and Kofi had the tag team match. Put DIY in a tag team match. Like that's the whole point of them reuniting. Like, why are they keep doing singles matches? I don't know. I really want tag team wrestling in the WWE to be good because they have a lot of talented teams. But it seems like I said, they just keep throwing single stars together and telling them to run the tag division. I mean, literally, your last three tag team champions have been single stars put together. So
I mean, that's asking to change a formula that has been tried and true and used by just about every other wrestling promotion that is out there. We have criticized AEW for doing the same thing.
yeah, they're a little bit better though with it. I would say they have established tag teams that I think usually hold those titles. Like the Guns established tag team, FTR established tag team, the Bucks established tag team. Right now, yes, with Big Bill and Ricky Starks, that's not an established tag team, but how long are they going to hold the champions? Was that just kind of a thing to get the titles off FTR? What was that? But I would say AEW does a great job with having established tag teams when they're tag team champions, not the Ring of Honor tag team champions.
I mean, while they don't do it often, they put together an entire tournament where that was the premise of it, to determine your number one contenders for tag team championships. Now, Vince may have his head up his ass for a lot of stuff over the last 40 years, but he's never done that.
I bet you can go back and look.
Okay, there's your homework.
Raw fired me up, man.
I I'm feeding off of your energy today, dude.
I'm disappointed with how, because I watched a clip today from NXT, the Black and Gold era of DIY, and just how great they were, and I don't know if we're gonna get there, and it's disappointing because it took so long to get them back together, and now it's just kind of blah. Like we were so spoiled with that Black and Gold era of NXT that we're seeing a bunch of these guys now, and it's just man, why couldn't they pull the trigger on this earlier when they had this momentum kind of thing? So that's all.
WWE on WWE.
I'm still happy. I think Triple H is doing a good job. Like you said, rehabbing the women's division, that's a big project. Rehabbing the tag division. He's done well with the mid card titles. He's done well with the main event scene, but it's going to be a task to get me to believe like that these tag teams are credible tag teams that can win, the tag titles.
Dude, you've come around on Chelsea effing Green. I'm sure that you'll come around on the Titans.
I'm sure I will, and I'm sure he'll prove me wrong. It's going to take some time.
No, fair enough. Yeah, we're getting a little bit long in the tooth in this episode, so let's just go really quickly through week 1 of Halloween Havoc if you want to, and let's just give some quick predictions.
We'll quick. What you got?
All right, family. Tony D'Angelo, Stacks Lorenzo taking on Chase U, NXT Tag Team Championships. I don't see the family losing this match.
I think the family will win, and I think somehow, not Gigi. What is her name? JC. I don't know why I blanked. Sorry, guys. I think she will somehow cost Chase U, but like accidentally cost Chase U, that kind of thing. I would say the family.
Yeah, if I get the long-awaited Duke Hudson heel turn on FaceTime you the second it happens, I've been waiting. You know what? You were just so determined not to be cool about this.
It's not happening.
Anyway, Blair Davenport, Gigi Dolan. Looks like this is a lights-out match. I got to go Blair on this one.
Yeah, I guess Blair. This feud has been kind of mid.
Yeah. It seems like the build has been inconsistent, very, very inconsistent, and they've had some highlights. And
I just don't know how good of a wrestler Gigi is.
Yeah, I think that they really need each other. They just do.
Yeah, I don't know why you break up a great tag team.
When you look at JC,
I'm just taking the words out of his mouth.
Kelani Jordan, Ariana Grace. Women's breakout tournament semi-final match. Kelani Jordan, I think, is a clear shot to go to the finals here. I think it's her and Lola Vice that end up in the finals of this one. So I'm gonna go Kelani Jordan.
I'll go Ariana Grace. I like her character. I like what they've been doing with her the last couple weeks. I'll go Ariana Grace.
Okay. All right. Cool. Roxanne Perez, Kiana James. This is a Devil's Playground match. I like Kiana James. I like the gimmick, just that just boss woman energy. Love everything about that. She ain't beating Roxanne.
No, Roxanne will win this street fight. Roxanne needs to win.
Yeah, very much so. Carmen Petrovic, Lola Vice. I think we agree. Lola Vice there. Just, I mean, she is the most put together of any competitor in this tournament, and it stinks because I don't know if you would necessarily qualify her as a breakout, but if she wasn't injured right now, Sol Ruka would win the entire thing, hands down.
So Ruka would, but I also I do think uh, damn it, what is her name? Lola Vice.
Yeah,
Man, it is. I'm sorry, folks. Well, I think I think
that's
Lola Vice has future star potential in this company, and I think
yeah,
she has the background to do it. I think she has, she's got the looks to do it. I think she has
yeah.
that kind of it factor that they're looking for.
And for sure, and very quickly, that's a nice balance with Electra Lopez because I mean, there's a reason that she was not brought up to the main roster with LDF, and Zelina is a better fit for LWO now and what they're doing. Um, this is a good time for Electra to get some rub, but as far as working with Lola, but I don't know, she has a very limited ceiling for me. That's all I was gonna
No,
say.
I agree. I think that's a great point. Even with the tag match, and I think it was a week or two ago, like she wasn't super involved. It was more Lola Vice than anything.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Stone, Braun Breaker, Robbie E ain't winning this match.
Braun's going to kill him. Braun is absolutely
Yeah.
going to kill him, and then Von Wagner is going to come out and put Braun through a table. That's how this match is
Well
going to
done.
go. That's cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, no, totally fine. Totally fine. Before we get to the main event, we forgot we are going to be seeing the debut of Lexus King. We do not know who he is going to be taking on, but he is Cincinnati's own. So it's kind of hard to think that he is not going to get the win here, trying to reestablish that he is not a Pillman and he does not have a gun.
Man, what a
Got him.
dated reference.
I know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Hopefully, we see a little bit improvement in the ring from some coaching that he's gotten. Hopefully, we get some time. I think he's just going to be the jobber, but yeah, it'll be an interesting character.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think that's. I'm not necessarily, at least for this first match, I'm not necessarily worried about the actual in ring ability. I think that because this is WWE, they have a performance center. AEW does not. Like that will come, but we are changing the name of the son of one of the all-time greats here. So there, Bischoff is a fan of this move just because I love 83 Weeks. Shout out to Bischoff and Conrad and all those guys. But yeah, this is essentially creating a new superstar from scratch is the goal here. He happens to have a lineage that they don't want to tap into. I don't know. This is a big move. They seem all in on it because even when you think about, Charlotte Flair or, she just was going by Charlotte when she first debuted. Ava Rain,
Who's that?
yes, we knew who she was, but then, you see the Paul Heyman stuff with the bloodline. So you have some idea of where they're going with these things. This is shedding all of that. This is a huge gamble, but I do think it could pay off.
Only time will tell. We shall see.
Lexus King for NXT North American champ.
I'm not there yet. We'll see.
That's fine. I met him once. Nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, I like the character.
I'm a stan.
He looks good. And
don't make me get out my Varsity Blondes t-shirt.
You're the only one that bought one. Main event.
Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria. This is just a great story. It really is. I mean, it's a quasi student teacher, kind of thing here, and Lyra is. I mean, she's had a hell of a year, dude. She's come on strong this year, and I'm really excited to see what she does because this is another name that, if they want to call her up tomorrow, she's ready.
Yeah, I think you made the point. Like, she's definitely one that's ready to come up. I think she could have some really good matches up on the main roster. It'd be a breath of fresh air. I go back and watch her match with Tiffany Stratton at the end of that tournament. It was really, really, really good, and I think that opened up a lot of eyes to everybody. And yeah, props to her, but she's not going to beat Becky. I think Becky's going to continue this reign until Miss Cargill comes in and finishes it for her.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think because at this point, looking at NXT, I think their next PLE, quote unquote, is deadline.
Mhm.
So they don't really have much else planned as far as the rest of the year. So, I don't necessarily see any seismic shift in what they're trying to do to present her. Yeah, I mean, there's nobody I really want to see as NXT Women's Champion next if it's not Jade Cargill, because we've seen the Roxanne run, we've seen the Tiffany Stratton run. They're both ready for the main
Yeah.
roster. You're not going to see any of these breakout tournament contenders or winners coming in and dethroning a future Hall of
No.
Famer, like that. There's just no credibility to do it. So, yeah, I agree. But I think it'll be a fun night. I mean, this is absolutely incredible as far as 5 women's matches, which says exactly one thing. You guys can bring back Evolution if you want to. I'm starting to think you just don't want to.
Maybe Triple H is in charge now, so maybe that's coming.
I know. I would like to think so, but you're also the same guy that believes that Vince is not firmly out the door.
Because he's
so
not. You
I
can't tell me
suppose
he's not.
I know that I can't.
Yeah,
I haven't tried to.
And you won't. And you won't. Anything else, man?
No, we got super fired up today.
Okay.
This was fun. I think we both needed
We did.
this.
And it's, I think at the end of the day,
Oh.
You and I can sit here and have that debate. That's what it is. It's a debate. I don't have any hard feelings towards you. I hope you don't have any towards me. We have our opinions, and
not.
that's okay. You see how we did that? Kind of argued, and we're civil with it.
Yeah.
It's okay to have opinions, and those were mine. He had his.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. That's it.
I'm just hoping you're not going to like wind up and nut tap me on Saturday just because we're in the same general vicinity.
Depends on how much I drink, man. The kids are not home that night, so might be a big night for Mr. Cincinnati. Might be a big night for the podcast, Dad. 2 drinks and I'm done. Don't bring the Terramana. That's all I'll say.
I mean, that's my thing, dude. I can't not. They might still have the last bottle. Anyway,
we're off the rails. My mom watches this show.
Anyway,
it's been a long day.
On that note, I do think it's like, we need to go home.
Hey, go Phillies.
Yeah. Go Phillies. Bengals are coming off the bye week. Let's get this W. Well, I'm kind of hoping that just everything remains falling apart for the Niners going into this week because I want to see us sweep the NFC West. So,
beat the Niners. That'd be okay with me. Let the Eagles clinch that number 1 seed.
All right. Anyway, for the podcast, Dad, I'm Mr. Cincinnati. Remember, hit that QR code, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for paying attention and watching the Wrestling Junkies podcast. We'll talk to you guys soon.